Sorry I'm a bit late to uploading, I got distracted doing other things, but I do have a lot of things to talk about today. We have some really interesting achievements, and I'm gonna go through everything that I think is noteworthy of today. First off, it seems like we're mentioning Zoink's Artemis 13 progress every single day, but we literally are, because today he just got 66%. 18 hours ago, as of recording, he posted this on Twitter saying Artemis 13, 66%. I now have it in 2 runs, and he also did 64 to 100, which again makes 2 runs. If you remember, his previous best from before this was 61% twice, so it's a decent increase of 5%, and he is still stating that it is clearly top 3. Now, is that true? We don't know. I've heard from many people, including pro players, that it is top 1, and looking at Zoink's past achievements where he heavily underrated their difficulty, it's looking like it's gonna be the same here. He keeps saying that this time it is top 3, and he's not lying this time, but I feel like he said that with a bunch of levels. It feels like he said that with Orbit and the Bloop and Defeated, and it's always underrated every time, so I won't be surprised if this does maybe get like 2 on the list. Because I think Thinking Space 2, Flame Wall, and Amethyst are very close in difficulty, so I feel like if it isn't top 1, then it's at least gonna be top 2 and not 3. I next want to talk about an underrated player called GD Shark, who you probably haven't heard of, but recently he did a very impressive achievement that no one's been talking about with only 102 views. He just got 27 to 100 on quanti-use processing, which is a top 10. And we were freaking out when Popoff beat this, so yeah, this is definitely an impressive achievement. He surprisingly only spent around 30,000 attempts so far, which is literally nothing, and of course he has this in 2 runs now, and this level is just super bonkers. I don't know how people are able to do levels like this. It seems like an absolute torture to play, but he's actually doing it, and he definitely has the skill to do it. I mean, if you look at his catalog of achievements, he's done a lot of hard stuff. He's done Slaughterhouse, he's done Cosmos, he's done Poo Cubed, among others. So while yeah, he's not at that top 10 skill when it just comes to achievements alone, he's still a pretty respectable player, and even with that, 30k for 27 to 100 when your hardests aren't even near the level you're playing is super impressive, so please go show this guy some support, he really needs it. There you go, his current top levels consist of Slaughterhouse, Cosmos, Chill, Poo Cubed, Fracture, and Nomad. This is in his opinion. I don't believe the list has them placed like that, maybe it does, but yeah, that is crazy. Next, we are going to talk about a TCD player who you definitely know, Cursed, and we're talking about him because 20 minutes ago, so as I was actually recording this, he just got 65% on Thinking Space 2, the current top 2 demon. And we already know he was going for this. 23 hours ago as of recording, he was live streaming playing the level. He had 59% times 2 as his best. And you can see that he had 57 to 100 twice, meaning this is 2 runs now. He is over 50,000 attempts deep, which for this progress, that is quite impressive, considering his hardest is still subsuming, I think. Now, yes, keep in mind the level is second half carried, very second half carried. We've seen that with the progress that people get on this level, but he stated in his description that this will be his next hardest, and he said that he thinks he's ready for it. So it seems like he is gonna lock in on beating this. And I mean, this is the guy who nearly verified Zakupin Circles, and the guy who actually verified Abyss of Darkness. I keep forgetting that fact, but he was the verifier. So yeah, he has the commitment. Yeah, he dropped Zakupin Circles, but you know, he beat it after, right? He has the commitment to do these levels, and when you look at recent ones like Subsuming, where he did it in 80,000 attempts, that is a very dedicated amount of tries, so yeah, I can see him following through and actually beating this, which would be cool to see. I feel like someone else will do it before him, but I definitely think he will finish the level. And we also have Apuu here, who we covered before when they got 41 to 100 and 45% on Ouroboros, not the rated one, the potential top 10 one, and this is the same guy that verified one of the hardest unrated levels in the game, so yes, he definitely has the skill for this. And 4 hours ago, he just got 27 to 88, a very impressive run. This is the first one he's given an actual thumbnail to, so it's clear he also believes that this is definitely the most impressive thing he's done yet. And looking at the description, seems to agree with that. 1,000 times more difficult than 41 to 100, so that probably shows that this level is is definitely going to be first half carried. It seems like he's also going to start playing from zero now instead of doing the runs. I'm sure he'll still do the runs on the sideline, but we might be seeing some actual progress from zero now, which is cool to see. Now, this level got announced and finished quite a while back, but it kind of just dropped dead, and I think the final nail in the coffin was when Servax was given it as the verifier, and as you guys know what happened with Servax, clearly you don't really want Servax's name to be linked with this level, so obviously kicked from the verification, and now we have Apuu verifying it, and honestly, this is some good progress, and from what I've seen, he seems pretty motivated, so I do hope that this can get finished. When I did level reviews, I wasn't too fond of this level, but it has slightly grown on me now. I do think it's pretty interesting in some parts, and I do think, at the end of the day, it is rate-worthy. I can't really deny that, so yeah, hope this gets verified. Cool. And lastly, as you see here, I am on the spam challenge list, which is obviously for spam levels, and Addious recently just became the #1 player in the game. He overtook the second best player by just a couple points here, and you can see that he is a very, very good player. He verified the 4th hardest challenge, and then also was able to beat the hardest one in the game, which, if you don't know what it looks like, this is what the spam looks like. That is hideous. How do you do that? How is this humanly possible? As someone who can barely spam because of finger pains, I don't know how that's possible. And Addious is a really funny player because I don't know if these videos are privated, but when I was making a list ranking a bunch of achievements, this guy always came up because he beats a ton of really hard levels just in like different colors or slightly altered. You can see here he re-beat Sakubin Circles with inverted colors. Why? And then barely visible Sakubin Circles, 37 to 100. Weird stuff, but still very impressive. He's got a very wacky skill set and he's using it to its full extent. These are some crazy achievements, and I'm happy that we have a new #1 spam challenge player. But that is pretty much everything I have to talk about today. I guess I beat Waterfall, but that's not really newsworthy. But thank yous for watching all the way through. Hope you learned something new that you didn't already know, and peace.